Alright, I've been working on my airlines again tonight. Some people are leaving comments, they're getting bored. Too bad. I've been waiting years to do this because it is a pain in the ass doing airlines. So, I'm not sure I left off in the last video. But we get all that all hooked up. So that comes on when I flip a switch, not when the air compressor comes on, because it takes a while to warm it up. So we got a couple issues. One is this one started leaking again down there, which is my water drain. That's pretty much normal. Eventually it rusts shut and it quits doing it. The other one was that over there was leaking. So it has a very old dry O-ring that I re-lubed. But it leaks coming out of that valve there on the bottom right there. There's a little valve up in there. Leaks a little bit. I put a drain hose on there and it drains down behind my motor over here. It just drips right here. I don't know if you can hear it or not. So it's a constant air leak, which I don't like. If it pisses me off too much, I'll take the thing off and cap it off, get rid of it. Put a piece of pipe in the middle. We'll see. Right now the one down there I think is leaking more. At least it makes more noise. Probably leak about the same. Let's see. It actually works a lot less. I don't get the pressure behind it. Yeah, the other one, that one has a steady, solid pressure. So that's leaking actually about 3 or 4 times more than this one. All I know is I came in and the tank was drained. So I'll check it again tonight, see if it's drained again. If it drains the tank every night, then that's going to get plugged. Because this doesn't drain the tank every night. That probably does. So, anyway, we'll see. The other thing is I ran my airline. So, good here. Well, all these other valves I did don't leak. So if you put all your valves in correctly, they don't leak. So this is all hot right now. So we got this one's hot. I got the airline up over there is hot, which goes right into the high flow fitting here. So I put a lot more volume through it now. And this is all shut off by this valve on here in case something blows. It's always good to have your stuff to be able to shut off if it blows. So I didn't put one in that because I didn't trust it. But like I said, I'll probably wind up capping that junk off over there if it pisses me off too much. We'll see. But anyway, that goes on back slightly uphill as it goes. And it goes on up the ceiling and it disappears way up over there. It heads on down the road. So it's got a nice long drop for water. Drops right on down back into the tank, right back into there, and not into my airlines here. That's why I made it like this, so the air should drain back down, and not into my fittings. It's important. This has a slight downhill here, but it'll catch in here, so it'll still blow through. Oh well. You always want your airlines to drain back. Now, plastic tubing is what everybody said to use, or some people did. That's this stuff here. It was in here when I moved in. So that's this stuff here. So as long as there's no oil in it, that's good. It goes way on back there. I don't even know where it goes to. It goes that way someplace. I don't care. I don't use it. Never have. So it was old, dry, and crusty. So it all looks really good, but you got to unscrew these fittings out of here, and these things all break and shatter. That's the problem with plastic. You don't know when it's going to break, and it's a bomb. It can hurt you. Whereas this stuff here, steel and brass, here next, mainly steel, galvanized, which helps a little bit. You know, eventually it'll rust through in, 50, 100 years, whenever the hell it does it. And when it does, it just gets a hole in the side, doesn't do anything. It won't blow up. So I think I was running 175 pounds air on this place. It's at 150 right now. I can turn that up to 175 if I want, pretty easily. It's at least 150. My other shop I use 175, so there's no reason why I can't run 175 here if I want to. Oh well, we'll see. So anyway, that's why I don't like plastic too much. It's just, you never know what it's going to do. It's brittle. It's just a ticking bomb waiting to happen. So anyway, that's why we do it that way. Scooby's bothering me again. Alright, so that air is done. Now we're going to follow our air line, which goes up along the wall up there. see it, but it goes up along the ceiling up there. Being a Quonset hut, it has a nice runner up there you can run. Runs past all these frames up here. Anyway, it's right up between the rafter and the frame up there. I mean, the frame of the building, not the frame's Harley. So, anyway, it runs on down next to my electric line there. See, custom. Anyway, it goes all the way over to here, and it drops down to there in the back. I had to hook up a second line, so up on top of this blast, there's a big loop there of extra line. Then I run it back up here, so I can move the machine around on here because it's on wheels. Wheels down there. I made me up a framework here with 4 casters on it. So I can roll this thing around wherever I want. If I want to roll it outside, I can take it outside. If I want to roll it down there, I can roll it down there. And the hose being up there, it's free to go back and forth. And if I want to just pull up some more slack or more extra, and I got even more. So it works good. Now that air tank up there, or compressor, is a junk compressor, but it's got a nice tank. So eventually, if I want more air volume, I'll plug that in as a tank, and that'll be just an extra tank, which will give you more air volume for blasting if you need it. So anyway, the air line comes down to here, down the back side. Right now it's just laying down there on the table waiting me to work on it. So this here is the valve here that I'm working on now, hooking up. So everybody keeps saying my machine's a piece of crap, but see, it's got all this crap up here, it's already done. It's got all the original plumbing. Now this here works, which is the fan, so that was a plus. I don't know if the air part works yet. I imagine it probably does. So I went ahead and put this line in here, and now I got to go ahead and I had to rotate this back up so I can get this off, and hopefully this puker doesn't leak. So what I got to do right now is, Scooty's watching me over there, is I made up this little gizmo here, my new tree, and that's going to go right over here, somewhere in this area. Going to hang off of that thing. So this gives me an on-off valve, so I can shut the machine off in case it leaks like they usually do, but still have active air pressure. So it comes in through here, our air. We turn the blaster on or off if we want, and we have 2 air chucks, one here, one over here. I had to take this one out because I couldn't put this valve on it, it's in the handle. And this here is basically a water trap, and I got a valve here to turn it on and off and dump it. So that way whatever water collects in here will collect in this tube, kind of like a reservoir, and I just open and close this valve, it'll dump out. So, because that's why it's going to be down. Let gravity help you, see? So that'll work. That ought to collect it. And I put the valve on the back side so you don't bump into it, because it is full of air. It'll blow all over the place. So this is going to sit probably about right here. Alright, so right now I got to see if I can hook this thing up and rotate it and install it without losing it. I'm not sure. I haven't pre-assembled it. Anyway, this goes on here, and this rotates on there, so I'm not sure which one of these 2 pieces is going to go first, but either way they're going to go together, one way or the other. Okay, so the first thing I got to do is goop up the threads with some magic goop. This is our magic goop. Everybody says this is good stuff. It's got Teflon in it, so it has to be good stuff. If it didn't have Teflon in it, it wouldn't be good. Okay, so I'll go ahead and goop this up. Now all of this stuff here cost hundreds of dollars I've been doing, all these fittings. It's amazing how much this crap costs these days to go to buy it. I didn't have to buy any of the valves, I already have those. I'm just buying tubing. And they make that nice aluminum stuff you can buy these days too, that's supposed to be pretty good. And it's pretty pricey, but by the time I bought all these fittings it's probably about the same price, but oh well. It's got a lot of plastic that holds that stuff together. I don't trust plastic. This stuff here, this is used. I don't even know how old it is, but it's still good. It's not even galvanized, it's just black pipe. It's not rusted very much at all. So it still lives for many years. I got stuff in my property up the mountains when it used to be a mine up there from the 1800s, and it's still good. A little rusty, but still there. That's over 100 years old. About 140 years old now, probably. So, steel lives a while. Okay, so that's ready to go in somewhere. And I'm going to re-goop this up here because I took it out. Alright, everything's gooped. That's going to go into there. Don't forget to tighten it. Okay, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this because I got to be able to rotate it and assemble it. Hopefully I can do it without being a problem. Let's see, I'm not sure how this camera's going to like that light. Probably going to like that light at all. And let's put it over here. We won't get the light in the face. Yeah, there's more junk over here. I've been hauling my junk away. See that big empty pallet over there? That was full of parts earlier today. I'm trying to make some room so I can work in here. That's why I can even get to this blaster. I've been hauling junk out of here. Got a lot of junk, a lot of car junk. I think I need to sell some of my motors. Anybody need some 460 parts? There's a whole motor under there. There's another one on the shelf over there too. Good junk laying everywhere. Okay, you'll be able to see me over there now. Let's see what this is going to look like. I don't know. First thing, let's put this one on. Alright, start. Let's try this one. Let's see this whole over here. Oh, clunk. This one goes over here. Looks like I got access. That's good. Wasn't sure. Alright. Might actually work. That'll be different. Use my pallet ladder. Tighten this thing up. I'm not sure what angle that's going to be at yet. No, I'm not going to get that phone. Oh, that just clears the motor with a 1/2 inch clear. Oh, that's getting tight. Okay. Let's see, this is going to go. Let's stop and figure out my rotation here. Let's see, that's going to rotate around the back side. So this is forward. So I got to rotate this another 1/2 turn. Between my going. Goes this direction. There, I think. Shit. Uh-oh. We have a clearance issue, boss. The air valve in the way. These air valves are always in the way. Yeah. Can't clear that one. figured it'd be some interference on some parts. I was right. Alright. 2 for 2. Hit that hard. Rotate up, clear. Breaking stuff up here. Weight on that. Okay. That doesn't fit very well. That was unexpected. Yeah. Clearance issues. So you don't know how things fit until you put them together. So this air chuck is kind of in the way of that. So that's going to be a problem. Alright, so what do we do about that? And one thing we can do is, this already moved further out when I tightened it, so that's actually going to help me. So these things can kind of pivot. So we're going to tighten this one a little bit more here. It's going to make like an S-bend offset like this. And this will be right up against here, so I might have a problem with my valve down here, but I might have to tighten this up another half a turn. I think I'm going to wind up doing that. So, like I said, unforeseen circumstances, we just make it fit. There's always more one way to do things. If it doesn't work the first time, make adjustments. Okay, so I'm going to make an adjustment here. This is definitely going to be a problem. Not sure how much yet. Do my crescent wrench. Losing parts. I lost a crescent wrench. I got another one. Oh, there's the other one. Uptight. Okay. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to tighten this up, and I'm going to tighten this up. Actually, we're loosening this, which is not the way to do it, but oh well. Well, I gotta loosen both of these. That sucks. I don't like loosening stuff. Loosening is the wrong direction to be going on stuff. That's why it's adjustable, right? That's what the goop is for. You make adjustments so things fit better. Okay. There's that. Everything I do, I gotta loosen now. That kind of stuff sucks. Okay. The valve's definitely going to be in the wrong spot now. Okay, so now you can see it's got a little bit of an S to it now. Got quite a bit of an S to it actually. This is kind of a pain under here. See, it's hard to work this now because when you hold out, this is in the way. If I stick it out here, you can walk into it and grab it, but it's going to be off its life, so. Like everything else, you have to loosen it to fix it, which is not what I want to be doing. I want to be loosening stuff. It should be tightening, not loosening. Let's see here. If I rotate it just about 20 degrees, it should be good. Of course, I have to loosen it 20 degrees. Yeah, that's not what I want to do. There you go, I can work it. Oh, jiggly jiggly. I need to make some kind of a clamp to go off here to hold this thing. A little bit too soft. Alright, a lot of junk hanging off of there. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and tighten things up a little bit. So it's on there. I can tighten my air valves. Regoop up the one. Alright. Gotta put this one back in. So we put the can of goop nearby. Good and tight. And that's tight. All right. There's a lot of weight hanging off of there. If I don't like this lower valve, I can rotate this pipe here and put it out of the way. Still got access here to my fittings, which is good. And the back one we need to put on. Okay, so I'm gonna hook up our air line up there. See how that goes. That'd be this thing here. Ugh. Make a loop up here on top. A little extra. Alright. This moves as I rotate. I'm pushing on it, so it makes it harder. Oh, that is hard on my bad wrist. Okay, turn that off. That's off. Okay, all the valves are off. Let's go turn the air on and see what happens. Looks like the stupor over there is resting. Looks like he's worn out. What are you doing, Scooby? You worn out? You know, so he's wiping the walkway.